Imagine being in a road accident that takes almost home, or everybody loses their lives, and you are the only survivor. And one of the person who loses their life in that accident is your mother. It takes strength, it takes God to come the far that this lady has come. Karibu sana.
Thank you so much.
Wacha tuanze kwa kukujua.
Yes, my name is Jackie Nzisa. I'm born again. Born and raised in Kitui, though with a lot of movements in between there. But kwa yote nashukuru Mungu, it was part of his plan.
So do you believe you're a miracle baby?
Of course I do believe I'm a miracle baby, as they call me. Because I was involved in an accident in 2006 that took my mother. I was born by a single mom and raised by a single mom. And when in such a situation you lose the only parent you have, and you are I was 13 actually that time. So I would say it's not an easy thing for a young girl at that age to lose a relative, or to lose someone that close. Because my mom was my everything. You see, the kind of people you grow up adoring, the way she worked hard to make sure everything is okay, the way she was a conqueror. She was just an amazing woman. Because when things didn't work out in her marriage life, and she decided, now let me just go back to my daddy's place, and she was given a piece of land. And you see, in such a situation, you see the brothers would also be like, okay, this lady, our sister, doesn't deserve to receive any share in this home. But my mom was a very strong woman. Very strong. She conquered. Yes, and she was able to put up a home and raise kids. Though when I was born, nilipata most of my other siblings were married. Nasikianga ile ni kama ulikuwa bahati tu au kwa mepanga.
Surprise baby. So you're not only a miracle baby, you're a surprise baby.
Yes. Mi nikizaliwa, most of my other sisters were married except one. She stays in Nairobi. And now I have a brother, and there was another brother, a late brother, mwenye sasa tunafuatana, is late. Then we have our elder brother now.
So now it was you and mom, you were traveling.
Yes, so this time when we were traveling, my mom had decided now it's time that I go stay with my baby, because when I was born, I didn't stay with my mom for long. She took me to my sister's place, one of my sisters who is married. And I grew up calling my sister my mom. Because I didn't know my mom by then. But when I came to know her, I just wanted to be around her, just to experience the motherly love,
So how did that, how long did that take?
I was born in 1993, and I came to know my mom in around 98, 99 hapo hivyo.
And the accident happens in?
And the accident happened in 06. And even after that, my mom wasn't home all the time. She was trying to make ends meet in Nairobi, working hapa na pale. So this is the only time now I felt like it was not 06 when she said, now I think I want to stay with my girl. And again, by that time, my sister had gone to high school, and now I'm alone. Actually, she was almost finishing Form 4. But that time I was staying with mfanyikazi at home, and my brother, of course, but vijana in and out, trying to make things and work things out for themselves. So she decided, I think it's time now I stay with my baby. And then now the accident happens. And even prior to the accident happening, she had another accident, a trip before the trip she came for me. But that accident, she only injured her leg. So when she came now, this time when she's picking me, and she had come with some visitors at home, a lady and her father, and then there was a lady who was to be our house help when we traveled to Nairobi, because she wanted to stay with me now. and then of course there was my mom and me, so we were 5 of us traveling that day. So the accident happened in Wamunyu, between Kitui, Machakos, Nairobi Road, hapo. Wamunyu iko tu hapo katikati. So when it happened, I knew that my mom wasn't going to survive because I saw it.
You saw the accident?
Yeah, when everybody had been taken out of the car, I was stuck somewhere. Yeah, I'm injured. My back, and I had a head injury. The head injury was the serious one. But now my back, of course, umetoka kwa gari that time.
But you can see everything.
I can see everything. I crawled to where, because when I came out, mi ndo nilijitoa. I think ni kama walikuwa wamesahau kuna mtu amekwama mahali, because I wasn't crying. So I actually thought I'm dreaming. To me, everything was like a dream. It wasn't
like
reality.
Happened.
Like it just happened. The car rolled 3 times, and looking outside, naona body moja huko, mtu amelala huko, mwingine huko, you know. And then nikajitoa tu. I think there were some people helping people kutoka. Ni kama walikuwa wamesahau that nimekwama huko ndani. Mimi nikajitoa tu through. You see the back mirror ya matatu, this small 14-seater matatu. So I crept out, and then I tried looking for mom, but I couldn't see her. So it's like even the people wenye walikuwa wanatoa watu, they knew that for her chapter was closed.
Why?
Because the body was totally damaged. But when I crawled towards where she was, because that time my back was still having issues, it was so painful. When I crawled to where she was, and I called her mom 3 times, and every time I would call her mom, she would just breathe like that, and I knew she wasn't gonna make it, and she didn't make it even to the hospital.
And the rest, now the friends you were having?
Now the rest of the friends that we were with, I don't know what happened to them, but all I was told is that almost everybody in that car perished. Yes.
Except you.
Except me. At least I came out strong, not sina initangwa aje, sina sijakuwa kiwete per se, and for that I really thank God, because I still, till to date, I still believe like there is a greater purpose. I still feel like I've not done enough for God for what He did for me that time. Yes.
So now you're taken to the hospital, of course.
Yeah, we were taken to Machakos General Hospital, and I was picked at around 11. The accident happened at around 3. And I was picked at around 11 at night. Actually, when the accident, let me now surprise you, when now the car yenye tuliekwa tukipelekwa hospitali, I told the conductor I want to make a call, and he thought I'm confused.
Because you're 13.
And I was tiny. My friend, I don't even know where this body came from. I was so tiny. And then I'm here telling the conductor, I need to make a call. Give me the phone, I want to make up, because they were still making calls, you know. Hizo rush hours, tunaleta watu sijui ngapi nini, tayari watatu washaenda. I could hear all that conversation happening. And then when I told the conductor I need to make a call, ikakuwa ni kama coincident, I grabbed the phone from his hand, and then I dialed the number and made a call to my sister. Because by then my sister had just cleared Form 4, na alikuwa Nairobi, but ameachwa na a friend to my mom. My mom alikuwa amemwambia enda tu kae kwa Auntie Esther, then when I come back I'll pick you, just to avoid the travel expenses. So I made the call. The conductor alibaki akiniangalia, surprised, because I told, when I made the call I said, hello, tumepata accident na madhea yuko. Mama amepass.
Like that is what you said?
That is the exact words I said. Till to date, even that lady ananiangalianga hivi anasema, you know, me, I don't believe you. Yani you are just something else. Those are the exact words I said. Tumepata accident na mom amepass.
You're not crying, you're strong.
Machozi haikuwa inatoka. I tried crying but machozi haikuwa inatoka. The reality had not hit me. I was still like, mi nilikuwa naona bado I'm in a dream. It wasn't like a reality, you know. So when we were taken to Machakos, nikaenda nikafanywa scan hapa na pale. They realized I have glasses on my head. There was an operation to be done, but they couldn't do it that time. Nikaambua my back ni zile tu mahali nilikuwa nimefinyiliwa. Lucky enough sikupata a serious injury, but there are still things that I can't do just to like carrying heavy stuff kama like mali tumelelewa Kitui, tunabebanga maji kwa mtungi, but from that time now I can't carry that because after nitakuja tu kupata some pain. Yeah, but now after everything happened, my sister wenye nilikolwa kwanza, they came to pick me. And the friend to my mom decided to take me to another hospital in Nairobi. I think it's a Menlik hospital if I'm not wrong. That's where nilifanywa scan ingine to determine how many glasses na zimefika wapi. And so nikafanywa operation, nikatolewa those glasses and life moved on. That was now in December. The accident actually happened in December 9, 2006. And that time I was in class 6, just finished class 6, now, you know, going to class 7. So after all these things happened, nimetolewa OC, nimekuja Nairobi, and then she says, I think there's no need of you going back home because itakuwa inakukumbusha to all those things. But at least I went for the funeral. I went for the funeral still with my bandages on the head, and ndo nilianza kuona reality. I think actually reality started hitting me kwa funeral. Everything else that happened prior to the funeral to me was a dream. It wasn't a reality until now, the day of the funeral. And when I heard we can't view my mom's body because it was totally damaged. And then I started now having episodes of how I saw her on the day of the accident, when the accident happened. And so the funeral happened and we went back to Nairobi. My sister and the friend to my mom. There was, of course there were issues here and there. We can't let kids stay with someone we don't know nini. But also to me, I feel, even though it was because they still say it wasn't right for us to stay with her, I still feel like ilikuwa kwa mpango ya Mungu too that we go stay there. Because again, at least it took me a shorter time to heal that time. But it was a healing yenye nilikuwa nadhani nimeheal, but when I came to high school ndo I started having the episodes again and realized I really needed help. So at least she took me back to school, the primary. Nikaingia class 6 when I reported to Parklands, and then they said I cannot join class 7, so I had to repeat. And now you see kumeingia from a girl from the village, umekuja to a school in the city, you know.
So it's now getting harder because you just lost a mom, and now you are relocating to a new place. You're in class 6. You want to fit in.
Young and naive, and I want to fit in that group. You know, when I went to Parklands at first, you know, kuna hiyo aka kanatoka village from the other kids wako like huyu hata hizi tushtua, you know, that competition spirit kwa katikati ya watu wa primary. Huyu hata hizi tushtua hata. But then shock on them when we did the first exam and they performed well. And I was actually among the top 3. And ndo nilianza ku gain some confidence from there. Because when in fact even from the introduction, I was introduced to the class by the headmistress. This girl, amepitia hii na hii. I felt like it wasn't necessary to give. I felt bad. It wasn't necessary to give that story of what had happened to me.
Were you receiving that now apart from just the headmistress, like from other people, like pointing, huyu ndio yule msichana? This is
the good thing with girls from my class, there was one, her name was Anne Mwange, and she was just a sweet girl. She made sure I was comfortable. She tried to make sure I'm comfortable. And then I came to realize that she was in a group called Peer Educators Group, which I came to join, and I even became a peer counselor. Yes.
So now, financially now, how are things looking? Now mom is gone.
That time I wasn't, you know, I'm young. Of course, nobody will give me the burden of kujiuliza maswali za nini haijalipwa ama nini haijalipwa. Ni ile tu ama kid, and everything is being taken care of by the lady tulikuwa tunakaa naye. But then things started changing later when after a year. That was 07, so after a year around 08 hapo ikianza, she started things changed. Let me not give details, but things changed and I wasn't comfortable at all living there. The environment was not conducive, so I told my sister, I need to go back home. We need to leave this place. We can't live like slaves. So she was like, because bado nalipiwa fee ya kufanya computer classes, she had just finished Form 4. Let me allow you, I'll talk to her firstborn sis, you go stay with her. At least I know there you'll be safe and you'll be taken care of. And then mimi nitabaki nimalizie tu masomo mahali nitamalizia. I'll figure out things for myself. She's also a very strong lady. I really appreciate her. Her name is Catherine Mwikali. She is one of the strong people I know. Akona hiyo spirit kama ya madhe ya you cannot be intimidated because you're a woman. She also has that spirit. And so I left her behind me, nikaenda Kibwezi to my sister's place. That's where I did class 8 in 2009. I did well. I was called to a school in Kangundo called Misiani Girls. I didn't go because it was a Catholic school, and you know, with all the restrictions, nini. My brother was like, no, you can't, there is no need. Acha tu uende, you come to a school that is near Maliniko. And yeah, I think he had also missed me because after the separation toka 06 and now ni 09 atuonani, and so akasema now it's time for me to take care of you. So enda alinichukua now 09 ikiisha after nimaliza class 8, and I was taken to Choloni Girls. Yeah.
So now you're still having episodes.
It's a scary thing for a child at my age at that time. But when I went back to Kitui, it was now the first time after the funeral. I had never gone home again since the funeral. The first thing I did was to go, of course, visit my mom's graveyard. It was a very emotional period, but at least I managed. I conquered. That's what I say. I conquered, and when I went back to high school, when now I was taken to high school, not went back to high school. On reporting, we didn't even have enough fee and all that. And I would ask myself, you know, if my mom was there, she was a very hardworking lady. I would have everything that I want, especially as a young girl. And you know, kwa pia ile hiyo age ya, you know,
you're seeing other people with their mothers.
Unaona watu wengine na parents wao. And now reality hitting on you, by the way, you know, these things, you know, you're not going to see her again. You know, things are not going to be different. So for me, I felt like things are not going to change. I was still going to live that life of struggling because she is not there. But so when I went to high school, the first two terms were very hard for me because, you know, reporting, I didn't have enough resources, you know, fee, shopping. Unaona, you are given 1,000 ya kufanya shopping and you're like, sasa hapa nitabuy pads, ni buy mafuta kale kadogo Vaseline, you need tissue, you are a lady, I'm a girl, you know. And we girls si kama jamaa akipewa so imempesha kununua Vaseline,
akipewa panga sopa kwa sawa,
na panga sopa me survive the whole term. For us it's usually complicated. But we still managed. My brother managed to source for some funds, took a loan from somewhere. You know, these Shylocks, you know how they are. Napewa pesa, but kwanza inakatwa interest before they give you the money that you require. So at least we managed kuingia, which was the most important part, kuingia term 1. But now the beauty, something happened very interesting. In term 2, I still had a balance ya term 1. And when I reported the first week, the second week tukafukuzwa.
I know that, I remember.
Kufika home, there is no money. My sis ndo ameanza job hapa na pale, she's still trying kujisomesha. Aka manage kupata 2,500. I remember very well. Nikarudi shule. So kupeana 2,500, hii inaulizwa sasa italipa balance ya last term ama italipa fee ya second term, you know.
Ni ile unaambiwa enda tu na Mungu.
Yes, enda tu na Mungu. Nilienda tu na Mungu.
I know those statements.
And then at some point nika develop ulcers pia. Yeah. I think Jesus was okay. Yeah, I was overthinking. But when I went back after kufukuzwa, that was on Friday. On Tuesday the following week, niliitwa kwa ofisi ya headmistress. And I was told, you need to speak to that lady. And it was the culture in our school, Chuluni girls, you're not to speak to a stranger or be visited by a stranger. So I told the secretary, I don't know that lady. She said, it's okay, you just go talk to her. The principal has allowed you. So when she told me she's from Catholic Diocese of Kitui, and they're looking for such and such kids, and they want me to fill a form so that I can benefit from financial help. And I was like, wow, huyu si ni Mungu.
Mungu sasa ameanza
huyu si ni Mungu, ameanza kuniliwaza kama So when I filled the form, it's like that lady did an agreement with the school, akasema wengine wakifukuzwa huyu asiende nyumbani. So that time after a month watu walifukuzwa tena, but mimi nikaambiwa no, you're not going anywhere. So kumbe they came, paid around 21,000. They cleared my balance ya first term, they paid second term, and they paid third term.
So they cleared everything. The girl who had gone with 2,500.
Yes, they cleared everything. And then when I was reporting in that term, kulikuwa na bursaries za CDF zilikuwa zimepeana, so I had missed. So when I passed through the office, nikuuliza, my brother akaniambia, we need to pass through the CDF office and find out when the next application is happening. So when I walked into the office of that lady, akasikiza story, akamwambia, this is my sister, this is what we've managed to do, you know. That lady didn't even say a word. Alichukua checkbook. I think it was her own, or I don't know if it was part of CDF ama nini. Akaandika check 15,000. So imagine nimeclear fee yote ya first year ya form 1, and I still have an extra ya 15k ya kuenda second term. Yeah, the form 2 I mean. In form 2 they came and cleared again the whole amount. So nime moved to form 3. I still have some extra fees actually. Sasa from having debt to kudai shule.
Walikuwa na kudai, but now wewe unawadai.
Sasa mimi ndo nawadai.
That is God.
Yeah, but now in form 1 I was kind of having episodes of what was happening. There were some issues from home that time happening hapa na pale, and everything would happen naona ni kama naonewa because my mom is not there, you know. And I started having some episodes, and I was stressed pia nikiwa form 1. So a lady friend she started talking to me, because I would be left in class crying when others are going.
So you were not opening up to anyone?
I wasn't. Sasa hata mimi najua ku open up ni kufanya nini.
So from 206 you are keeping everything.
I'm carrying everything. It's burden. All that baggage. All that baggage. You can imagine. There was a time I went back and could report back to school. When people were going for games, nilibaki class. And I took 2 full scraps. And I wrote, crying.
A suicidal note?
No, it wasn't a suicidal note. Okay. I was just writing everything that I feel like I have gone through. Yenye nilifanyiwa,
you were feeling life is unfair.
Yenye nilifanyiwa, yenye naona ili happen unfairly. You know, vile nimetritiwa naona it wasn't supposed to be that way. I wrote 2 full scraps.
At that time, are you feeling peer God is unfair?
very unfair. In fact, mimi at that time sikuwa najua Mungu that much. Yes, nimelelewa nikiambiwa enda Sunday school. My mom wasn't a Christian, honestly, but angekwambia shika sadaka, enda kwa Mwebia. Mwebia was our pastor. Shikeni sadaka muende kwa Mwebia. Mwebia was our pastor then. So tungeenda tu church kama kawaida. But now there is a difference between kufunzwa na now putting the teachings into practicality part of it. That wasn't happening at all. Yeah.
So you're just feeling God is so unfair.
God is so unfair.
Now before now the lady who is helping you comes in. At that time in Form 1 you're feeling God is very unfair.
God was unfair. In all ways. In all ways.
So
he
how
was
are you
unfair. I was so stressed. So when I think that period when somebody found me writing those stuff, a classmate, then akakimbia akaenda akambia the CU chairperson, her name was Grace Monene, akamwambia Jackie is crying, so she comes, and then the CU patron comes, and now they started talking to me. So the CU patron became more of a counselor, and this lady now she introduced me to what prayer is. Grace Monene, till today, by the Grace Monene, I really appreciate you for what you did to me. You don't know the amount of impact that you created in me that time. So she introduced me to prayers, and she would make sure that attend prayers, and as much as I was strong, I used to feel like I'm strong. And even when I started talking to the CU chairperson, not the chairperson but the patron, she was also a teacher. She couldn't believe that I was carrying all that in my heart.
In your heart,
yes.
Alone.
Yes, alone. So it was a healing process. But nashukuru Mungu because I was able to conquer. And I think that is unajua kuna zile maswali nilikuwa najiuliza like kwa nini Mungu akanisave, you know,
was coming there.
Kwa nini Mungu akaniokoa from that. Ni kama tu vitu ina happen and you don't have the answers to those, and then the fact that hauna a strong foundation ya word of God ama Christianity and knowing God, there are things that you cannot even try to put together. Like right now, kitu inaweza happen and I can try to put together.
Yeah, because of a relationship with God.
Because I have a relationship with God. But this time I didn't. My relationship with God wasn't that strong.
That wasn't because
So I cemented my relationship with God in Form 1 after those episodes happened. And funny enough, I even started serving nikiwa Form 1. Nikaambiwa, because now for a whole time you've been consistent, now you've become a prayer warrior, nini. I was even given a chance to serve as our assistant prayer coordinator. I would coordinate, I would plan when the prayers are going to happen, where they're going to happen. If you're going to have a fasting day or something like that, I would coordinate all that. So through serving hiyo kidogo kidogo nikaendelea tu kujua Mungu zaidi na zaidi. And in Form 2 I was elected to serve as chairperson, which came as a shock to me because it was a culture. The assistant chairperson becomes the chairperson, but this time the assistant chairperson remains the assistant, and I'm told I'm the chairperson of a Christian Union, and I'm also a prefect. I was disciplined, by the way, and then Mungu alinipea favor na teachers, favor yenye I can't even explain.
So now at this moment umeanza kukua mtu from just
now nimeanza even discovering my own self and my purpose in serving God.
So umeacha kuhide.
Nimeacha kuficha. I would even give a testimony about what happened and not cry like I would before. Yeah. In fact, mimi ungeanza tu kuongelea hiyo story na natoka tu niende nikae kwa mbali where I'm not listening to what you're talking about, so as long as it's relating to the accident and yeah.
So like that was a season utaki guzwe ni kitu utaki ianveliwe.
Yes.
You're just carrying that on your own.
I was carrying that on my own.
So at that time you're not feeling like God spared me for a reason.
I'm telling you, I didn't have a clue of everything that is happening. I couldn't put 1 + 1 to become 2. No. I didn't. Sikuwa naelewa, in short. I wasn't understanding. I couldn't figure out things why they were happening the way. But then now when I started talking to Madam Madeka, her name was Madam Madeka, I still remember her. But she has transferred now. She serves with JCC, Pastor Lai, but Kayole branch. Yeah, so Madam Madeka and Grace Monene really helped me to overcome hizo situations zenye nilikuwa napitia nini, the episodes zenye zilikuwa zimeanza kurudi, and I managed. Nashukuru Mungu.
So now fast forwarding to the amazing and beautiful woman you are now. Have you, when you look back, you know the Bible says everything happens for a reason.
For a reason, yes.
And someone is going through something and is not understanding why exactly am I going through, or they are saying God is so unfair. You know, when we're in that position, we normally start asking God, why me?
Asking questions and complaining. Yeah.
So now who you are right now, when you go back to that whole episode, would you say that it happened for your good?
It happened for my good, and I really thank God that everything that has happened in my life happened, because I wouldn't be the kind of woman I am today. And do you know, even when I was in high school in Form 2, after sasa nimeanza kuinuka, and even the way I used to handle issues, my own stuff, nini, they wouldn't believe that I'm the last born in my family. They said that last borns wanakwanga.
I know. But now you are strong.
But now I'm strong. I became strong, and I realized that God had purpose for me to serve Him more. Because when I started serving in high school, I found a fulfillment. Ile kunungunika mingi litoka, nilianza kujua kwa nini vitu zina happen, you know. But you know, at that time you're still growing and you unajaribu ku figure out things, but now you've got somebody to support you. Yes. So, but nashukuru Mungu, the kind of person I am today, ni Mungu amenifikisha hapo. And despite all that, I still managed at least to perform well. I was a bright kid from Kitambo. I was a bright kid. And I still managed to perform well, by the way. And nikaenda college. I did a degree in journalism and mass communication.
Amazing. Yes. Amazing. And so, do you feel like Christians need counseling? Because I've realized with us, tunapenda kuificha, and then we only feel like it's only prayer that can help me. But now, would you say counseling is very helpful?
Counseling is very helpful. It helped me. And the good thing for me, I was helped by a Christian, a servant of God. So everybody out there needs counseling, by the way. Because sometimes we deal with a lot of things even as Christians, and we close them to ourselves, thinking that tukienda kuomba tu itasaidia peke yake.
Or I don't want to tell someone else what I'm going through, and they will think I don't have strong faith.
Yes, they'll start judging. That shouldn't be the case. Talking to someone when you're going through something hard really helps a lot. Just opening up to somebody, even if ni a close friend, somebody that you trust. Though nowadays it's hard to find someone you can trust, but if you find that one person that you can really trust, open your heart and say what you are carrying. Because when you share, ni kama there is a burden inatokanga, you know, yani una feel light after you share. So it really helps talking to somebody.
Yeah, maybe those people who, I normally perceive like those people commit suicide is because they have never opened it up. They have never shared it. You keep it until you feel I can't handle this anymore.
You see, in the Old Testament, God used to speak to people in different ways, through signs, through prophets, you know. But currently, God uses men to speak to men. That is why we have servants of God. That is why we have friends, you know, and when you just talk to God, usisubiri hivi ukae tuseme unangoja kusikia ile sauti ya Mungu, oh, I have come and this is what I am saying. No. The moment you pray and then you decide to speak to someone, that person that you're going to speak to could be the one carrying the solution to what you're going through.
It's very true.
Yes. So opening up to somebody really helps.
Really helps.
Yes.
And those people who are going through, especially depression, opening up really helps out.
Opening up helps a lot. And I wish everybody could. It's hard, I know, because for some people it's very hard to share. In high school, after nilianza kugrow, ilifika point that people started trusting me so much with the information.
Yeah.
And I remember one girl who came to me, akaniambia, me, I've never opened up to anyone about what I go through. But my stepdad, huwa ananitumia. You understand?
Yeah.
When I was told that, mi nilishindwa nitafanya nini. Sasa you can imagine ni a fellow student amekuja kukwambia kitu kama hiyo, because she was always stressed. Unaona mtu analia all the time and she's not opening up to anyone. So I decided to approach her. And I think she opened up to me because I had shared my testimony. So alikuwa anajua hata mtu mwenye naongea na yeye, it's someone who has gone through something and probably will understand. So when she talked to me and she started opening up the truth of what she's going through and what the dad is doing to her, it was, to me, niliona we need to be opening up, because now it was through me that she got a solution. And she stopped living with the dad. Now she stayed with the shushu through the help of another teacher. Kamsaidia akatolewa hapo.
So now you're not the one who needed help. Now you've become well.
The one giving help.
Yeah. So now, what do you do basically? Do you feel like God saved you for a purpose, for a destiny? And maybe you can highlight that just as we come to a close. You feel,
to be honest, everything yenye happening kwa life ya mtu, if you know God, it happens for a reason. You know?
Very true.
Because mimi hizo vitu zote nilipitia, and then now sitting down right now, if I put the episodes together, nasema Mungu alikuwa na reason, and his main reason was for me to serve. Because I started serving in high school.
Yeah.
In campus, the same. Though at time, of course, ukiwa young, there are things that unajipata stray kidogo from your purpose, and still God reminds you, this is who you are and this is who I desire for you to be. And then another thing that Christians should understand is that if God has a purpose with you, ama kuna kitu Mungu amekupangia.
Yeah.
Unasikianga hii song ya nifinyange. When you're singing that song,
I don't like singing that song.
You should be very careful.
I don't like singing that song because I don't want the process of kufinyangwa.
Because the process of kufinyangwa,
it can be
when you seriously sing this song and you're really telling God nifinyange. Do you know what you're saying? Because atakufinyanga vizuri, yani atakubonda bonda mpaka ukue the kind of person that anataka ukue. No.
And even if it means taking something away
even
from
if it means taking something away from you and replacing it with another, or just taking it away from you to show you that is this what you are valuing most? I'm going to take it away from you so that you can value me because I am your God. You know,
very true.
I'm the source of everything that you own.
Very true.
I'm the one who placed you in that family that you value more than me, and I can take it away from you so that you can serve me. You know, and it's said that our God is a jealous God. If you try to value other things more than you value Him,
it takes that away.
He will take that away.
So this should be an encouragement to you who is going through something and you're asking questions. The truth is, God is doing that for your good. The truth is, He has the larger picture. It just gives you, it never shows you the blueprint of everything. It just shows you the direction.
The direction.
And then you just follow blindly. And let me say this from your story. If you see you are struggling or you're going through something right now, God is planning a greater thing for you.
Yes.
Look at her, after just what she went through, and the far that the Lord has brought her.
I really thank God. Yeah,
I am so grateful.
I still remember some verses that I was shared nikiwa when I was going through that. Mungu ameniandika katika kiganja cha mkono wake na hata nisahau. Ingawaje mama anaweza msahau mtoto wake ambaye anamnyonyesha. But God will never leave us. He's a God of promises, and He's a God who is faithful to keep His promises to us. If He says, I have a great plan for you, a great plan, a plan to prosper you, that is what God, as long as we stay in His purpose. And sometimes there are battles that we try to fight that are not our battles. Only if you understand that this battle is not mine and is of the Lord, then you let Him do His part. Sometimes the Bible says, stand still and see my victory. Yes. So sometimes we don't need to fight. Sometimes we need to let God, let go and let God do His part.
Sure.
We hold so many things. So there are people who carry a lot of bitterness from what wamefanyiwa in the past. But how about to let that bitterness go and use that bitterness to try and find your purpose. If I have gone through this and this and this, kwa nini nimepitia hii na si mtu mwingine? Kwa nini nimepitia hii na si fulani wa fulani? Wao wako na pesa, they can manage. Why has sickness come to me and I don't even have money to manage it? But God has a purpose, and His plans are for good. God, Mungu atupangiangi mabaya, by the way. No. Even look at what Job went through. God took away everything. He allowed the devil to take away everything. But He restored it.
Very true.
He restored it. So, yes.
Thank you so much, Jackie, for coming.
Thank you.
Thank you for sharing this story with us. And thank you so much, our viewers, for watching this. We are going to do this again and again. We are having amazing testimonies lined up for you. So just subscribe to our channel, leave a comment, tell us how this has blessed you. And if you have a testimony that you could share, then this seat is for you. And if you're going through something still, this seat is for you, because we want to believe that you're going to overcome that, and then you will be the one who will be giving the testimony.
Yes.
This has been my testimony show. My name is Lydia Momo, and God bless you. God bless you.
Amen.
Asante sana.